on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved. I feel like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause.
Lori, do you feel on the ball today?
I do.
After what is amounting to a 2-week hiatus,
a 2-week hiatus. I'm like counting the days left, and I'm like, oh God, I don't want it to end.
Yeah, I mean, Jake went away for 2 weeks. We had him on the show yesterday, and reacclimating is really hard.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I have not totally shut down. I've been checking emails a couple of times a day, working on little things here and there, but actually just really focusing on the book and focusing on some personal things, and just relaxing. Like I sent Shay a picture because I knew you were going to ask me to catch you up on what was going on. I had one picture. That's it.
But that tells a lot. That story, that picture tells a story for sure.
Yeah, because that is exactly what I've been doing. Nothing.
Listen, it's nothing is good. Restoration, recovery, all that kind of stuff is needed. But what's really interesting is that the world is different now. The pandemic taught us stuff. For me, the badge of honor was always, I'm working 12 hours a day. I'm grinding it out. And how you doing? I'm busy. I can do more with less. We were just talking about it. If you know what you're doing and you really choose to be efficient, wow, man, then the world is very different,
Yeah. And that's what Mike and I were saying as we were talking in the pool yesterday. And I was like, you can do business from anywhere, really. I mean, there's some person to person, right, for my job that obviously I need to do, and I have a team, so they need to see me. But the rest of the stuff, I can pretty much do from anywhere.
You can plan it accordingly. For me, the joy is always teaching people the new tools, and they go, holy shit, why haven't I been doing this my whole life? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I figured it out. I love what I do. I love when I do it. And for me, the challenge was being okay with that void of constantly busy. Right. To like going, it's okay. It's okay.
That's because that's how we were programmed. We were programmed for so many years. So I think, but it's interesting. I was reading an article yesterday, and it said that the hybrid at home versus in the office numbers continue to go up.
Oh, yeah.
So more and more people are going back to the office, which is interesting.
It's okay to have a place to go. It just doesn't mean you need to be there to do everything. So when they say hybrid, it's a combination of the two. For me, I learned early on how to be virtual long before the pandemic, so it was an easy thing. But anyway, great to have you back. Shay, there was a disaster the other night. Okay, so Monday and Tuesday night was the home run derby. Last night was the All-Star game. I remember when the Major League Baseball All-Star game meant something to me. I woke up this morning. I was like, holy shit, I didn't watch it, didn't do it.
It was a good game. Good game.
Was it a good game? Tell me who won, please.
American League came back and won 5-3.
Wow. Nice. You watched, right? You watched it straight through?
Some guy, the closer for the Oakland A's, threw fastest pitch ever, 104 miles an hour in an All-Star game.
Wow.
Shohei Ohtani hit a 3-run home run. Yeah, it's good.
So, but Monday night, and this is why I'm bringing this up, is, you get your moment in the spotlight, and it's up to you to actually prepare and do something good with it. Singer Ingrid Andress, please show me her rendition of the national anthem.
With broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs.
So
I won't even show her because it was bad.
it was really bad. And then it came out yesterday that she was drunk and she is going to rehab. So,
Oh my gosh.
so you get your moment for people to put their eyeballs on you and you get
And you
drunk.
blow it.
Well, the Pat McAfee show talked about it yesterday. That at the end she had a little shot. She said, I heard rehab's fun. So it's like, is she really going? Is she not going? Did she put that out for, PR sort of capturing? But yeah,
I think it's sad. No matter what, to perform sad and disrespectful. How about that? I think it's disrespectful to have that. But this is Jonathan Aarons is right. This is what we got to do it. A couple other things in the housekeeping world. We teach people that it is way okay to use emojis in conversation with clients, and that stuff is important. We think the way you communicate. Today is World Emoji Day, and I ask you this: if you go to your emojis and pull up the calendar emoji, it is today. It is the number 17 is on the calendar emoji. So the Apple picked that date because that was the day in 2002 when the company debuted iCal for Mac at the Mac World Expo. So there's some trivia for you. And Mark Zuckerberg is the lone holdout because in Facebook it is not the 17th. So,
oh gosh, of course he is.
There you have it. We have a fun show. It's a bullseye for you, my dear. We're talking.
I know.
The question is, are we actually in the middle of a generosity crisis? I don't think there's a better person to ask and to get with that. Shay, wake this thing up. Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe this and this what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more doctor thinking, time of thinking ahead. Come on. I love watching that because everybody's smiling. Always. Yeah. We are smiling. I say this often. This is a destination. This is a place to come and kickstart your day. I had a unique situation the other day. Somebody reached out and it's her first sales job. And she goes the first day and her boss says, I want you to follow Steve Nudelberg and I want you to reach out to him to ask about coaching. And she goes, Steve Nudelberg, wait a minute. I think my brother knows him. And sure enough, it was somebody that I knew. Right? But she said he's been using stuff from the Huddle in his morning meeting, which happens frequently. So the reason why we're here, it's a gift. What do you do with the gift? You take it and you use it and you give it. And
you re-gift it.
You re-gift it. You take it away and you do that. As we do every day, and this is really one of the most important parts of the show, daily affirmation. Shay, show me, and Lori, would you please read?
Sure. As you get older, you can energetically feel the difference between people who love you and those who care at their own convenience. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is so fantastic when I saw this one. And I don't make any apologies for getting older. I think older has made me uniquely wiser. I am much more aware and much more, particular and intentional about what I do and who I hang out with. But you can tell people who just don't give a shit. It is.
Or when it's, I'll use opportunistic.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Or there's something that you can benefit them for. You can tell which people are genuine and which are those.
And
we're younger. I guess we just think everybody's genuine. I don't know, but
which is not true, and that's okay. And also the other side of that is that you're not going to like everybody. Not everybody's going to like you. We've talked about it, and so I found this song by Train, which is so appropriate. It's called "Bruises." We all have bruises. Take it away.
My 13-year-old daughter, Autumn. This is what 13-year-olds look like, I guess, these days. Ready to go? All right, here we go.
Haven't seen you since high school. Good to see you're still beautiful. Gravity hasn't started to pull. Why yet I bet you're rich as hell.
One that's 5 and one that's 3. Been 2 years since he let me in. Good to know that you got free. That sign I know is keeping you down on your knees.
These bruises
Make for better conversation.
loses the vibe that separates. Let you in again. You're not alone in how you've been. Everybody loses. We all got bruises. We all got bruises.
Cute.
Pretty cool, right? Isn't that
Yeah.
cute? Love it.
I can't believe that she's 13, quite honestly.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you know, Jake was in Europe and he said, like, Europe 20-year-olds travel all over the place like a rite of passage. And so here he is, 26, and he goes, Dad, I felt old. Everybody was 20, but they looked 30,
Yeah.
So it's crazy,
Yeah.
scary.
Woo.
So I, in my quest for knowledge and learning, and came across this article, and who more appropriate than you to say, give us a State of the Union on generosity.
Yeah, well, listen, I mean, like everything else, philanthropy has changed drastically over the years. If you look at decade after decade and generation after generation, so it's no surprise that it continues to shift. But I think we're definitely, what was the generation before the baby boomers? That was how they were brought up, to give back, right? But when you look at, there's so many different factors feeding in right now. You've got inflation, you've got, think about organized religion. Religion was one of the biggest pots for philanthropy. People
Still
gave,
is.
it was
Still
the
is.
number one, right, item that people gave to. Probably religion, then probably education, healthcare is up there. But who goes to church anymore? And I mean, I know there are people, but I'm saying organized religion has gotten much less. And so they've obviously seen a big cut. The younger people aren't earning what they're barely making ends meet, a lot of the young people. So they're not donating. So there's so many factors that play into it. And it's something I think that we're going to have to continue to navigate.
So the article specifically says charitable giving in the U.S. is down, but generosity goes beyond dollars. This is a theme that you preach often. The leaders in philanthropy that I know and get to work with preach this all the time. You don't have to give money in order to give. If you give your time, if you give your treasure, those are not necessarily in dollars. Those are your gifts. So they said, ask yourself this question: did you donate to charity in the past, but no longer do? That's an interesting question. And for me, I would say, and this is just, I guess, the way I was brought up, it's always an economic decision. If you're struggling to make ends meet, it's really hard to part with money to say, okay, I'm not going to give myself something to go. And then there's the crux of what philanthropy should be. And you learn it in the Bible that the more you give, the more you get.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, listen, there are people from our lowest income communities who are barely making it,
right?
if they're making it at all, but yet they go to their church, right? And they're giving to their churches. So I think that whether it's $1 whatever it is, if you're right, if you're giving back. But I think what you just hit on was the retention, right, of donors. So
Yeah.
retention, the giving report showed that retention is down about 3.5%. But I think, but you mentioned time, that's down too. Think about it. People
Is it
are
really? I'm surprised. I would think that that's
volunteering.
where the balance would come. Wow.
Volunteering is down. It's up from since COVID, right? It's gone back up. It's inching its way back up, but it's still not where it was years ago. So
Wow.
even from a time perspective, people are not giving the same.
So, you talk about economy. Maybe that's also a stressor, is that people need more time to do what they do. The idea here is, though, where do you think, and this is just an off the cuff question, like there's so many charities. To me, it seems overwhelming. And I only say that because we have a reputation for giving. It was something that was passed down from my dad to me. He said, we got to give back. You pay taxes and you pay charities. That's what you do. But the idea is, how do you pick? Sometimes I think that might create the paralysis. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I think so I'm not giving it all.
I think the number in Broward at one time was something, it's in the thousands, several thousand nonprofits.
It's unbelievable, fighting for the same dollar.
Well, and that's the sad part, is that I think what's happened is, you have the bigger charities, right? Who people know, right?
Right.
You have United Way and your Boys and Girls Club, maybe Junior Achievement, right? You have those bigger ones.
Whoa, back up. What do you mean maybe junior achievement?
Well, I mean, I'm saying maybe people, depending on what their interest is, they might know. Well, because when I got to Junior Achievement, people were like, what the heck is JA? But I think that's changed, at least in our community.
A lot.
But I think you have athletes now. Every athlete starts a nonprofit. Okay. You have every mother or person whose child was born with something, who starts their own nonprofit. So it's just gotten to the point where it's overload. When I give, and then maybe this is right and maybe it's wrong, I tend to give to the bigger, more reputable, I guess I would say, who have a longer history of impact. For me to give to somebody who's just starting a nonprofit, I feel like, is my money going, if I give my money today, are they going to be around in a year or two? Are they going to survive? So there's a part of me that says there's always that bigger organization that does similar work. I tend to go with things like Special Olympics, right? American Cancer Society, American Heart, depending on what you're interested in, right?
I love that. So I'm going to use some comments here. The LinkedIn user, if you're on LinkedIn, that's David Phillips. I always make it a priority to give to my church and to missions. Beyond that, it's especially when you have kids in college. Boom, there's a dose of reality where you can't take it from a stone. You got to allocate. Then Melissa, I love that Melissa joins us every day, and congratulations on your leadership journey, Melissa. It is really hard to determine what a good charity is nowadays. You have to research to make it. So I'm glad she brought this up, because this is the controversial side of, hey, there are some charities that when they do the audits, man, it's like, hey, where the hell is my money going?
Right. Well, and that's the thing. You can go to their website. You can find their 990s, right, to make sure that they're financially strong. There's so many misconceptions, I think, also about nonprofits over the years, and they're starting to change. Somebody might say, oh, well, they have $1 million in the bank. Why should I give them money? No, you want them to have $1 million in the bank. Because when COVID hits, those are the organizations that are going to continue to thrive and continue to provide services to the community, right? Somebody who's got no money in the bank and you're giving money to them, they're not that secure. So you want to look for financial responsibility, not because they're nonprofits, they shouldn't have money in the bank, right? So I think there's Guide Stars, another one that you can look at, and look at 990s.
There is a rating system?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. That is a new thought for me today. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a guidestar.org, I think it is. And you don't have to have a membership or anything. You can go on for free. You can see their financials. You can see who's on their boards. You can see what their top salaries are. You can pretty much see everything. And there's ratings, like there's platinum, silver, right? There's all different. Charity Navigator.
I gotta ask, where is JA?
We're a platinum. Let's say South Florida. Well, probably all the areas may be a little different, but I just checked ours the other day. The other thing is too is if 4 years ago or whatever it was, 8 years ago, when President Trump came in the first time, he changed the tax laws. If you weren't donating over 10,000, you couldn't write off your taxes, your contributions. So a lot of people said, well, if I'm not going to get the write-off, and that's the other thing. People will, it's so interesting because I watch this daily.
This is what you do, right?
Daily, I see this. They will give money to a charity. They will buy something from an auction. They will buy a ticket to an event, but they don't make straight out donations because there's nothing in it for them. We have become, right, a people of what's in it for me. And I think and I'm telling you, this is people with money.
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good!
And that's not everybody. There are people that will not write that check to your charity unless they are getting a ticket or some benefits or some item in the auction. Now, that's okay because it still benefits the organization, right? If you buy $1,000 auction item instead of writing us $1,000 check, it's still, for us, it still goes to the bottom line. So you got to make sure you have different ways for different people to give.
So I think, I love when the Huddle community joins in. Shay, show me Bob Goldfarb's comment, because Bob is unbelievably philanthropic. He's involved in every county in lots of different stuff, but you will know, he will tell you the things that have touched his life, and why he is so passionately involved. It's for me, the entrepreneur conversation with JA is what tingled my toes. I was like, there was nobody teaching me how to be an entrepreneur. It's like, and now you see these 20-year-olds that are opening businesses and doing shit that's crazy, So I think,
and Bob is right, that the passion that you have or the connection you have with an organization, right, typically drives your giving. Like I mentioned Special Olympics, right? I might not give to Special Olympics if I didn't have a kid who was involved, right?
Right. Yeah. I think all of that makes sense. But I will leave the conversation with this. It is the same conversation that we have with every organization. If I don't know who you are and what you're doing, I cannot consider giving anything to you. And so we are all fighting that awareness / attention game, where JA has done a great job of increasing their awareness. I used to say to people, hey, I'm involved in JA. I'd love to talk to you about it. And they would go, what the hell is JA, man? It was like, so now it's like, oh yeah, I know them and I know some of the people. And that's the gift that's been given to us in social media that allows us to do that. A couple of pieces of housekeeping. First of all, thank you for spending time with us in the middle of your staycation.
Needed to stay in touch with reality a little bit.
So hopefully this helped. We had a contest on Monday. The contest was, actually it was yesterday. The contest was about what is the Caesar salad named after, and Rich Pusateri got it. And so he has scheduled a coaching call with me. So know that when we say something, we actually do it. And speaking of doing, we are doing Eat, Drink, Think once again. It is, the date is September 24th. Shay, could you come on screen?
Yes.
Could you come on screen?
On screen. I can come on screen.
Talk to me about the wait list.
It is growing fast and furiously. I think we are up to probably almost 30 so far.
So in the first day, 30 people signed up. But the process is the same. We only have 50 people that can join us.
Lots of new people. Lots of new people.
Lots of new people we got. And that's part of the game, is mixing it up and putting new people in the room. So we have a scoring system. We do it. It's not arbitrary. So,
Hey, Shay, can you give me a few extra points so I could get in?
Nah.
I can promise you this. That
It depends. If you bring Patrick again, you might have a little.
I can promise you this. So I'm pulling a chit, and that is Becky Castillo is in. She is my newest one-on-one client, and I'm so excited.
Well, I saw Christina Stubbs.
What's that?
Or Christina Stubbs as well.
Christina Stubbs. So just great stuff. Great working with the folks at Amaranth Bank. Thank you for being here in the huddle, Becky. Winners do the right things, and that is get to eat, drink, things. So wow, did we go late? Hopefully everybody had a great day. But I knew that conversation would be telling. Reach out to Lori. Talk to her about philanthropy and how it helps your business. For me, I'm leaving everybody with this. When I first started in business, I got involved in charity as a way to meet the right people, and I met Wayne Huizinga through JA.
Yep, and it builds your brand. There's so many benefits to it.
So many benefits. Bang. We will see you. I'm done for the week. You'll see Mark and Jake tomorrow. Then Mark does Florida State kicker Roberto Aguayo is on another seat. So lots of good stuff coming your way. Then I'll see you, Lori, next week. Can't wait.
See y'all next week.
Business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business.